I got last year, yeah.
Is Al there? Is Al there?
No, he's...
It's over here, Darren. Over here is not their property. Over here is not their property. Over there is not their property. Over there is not their property.
Who's going in next? You get a warning, you get chucked off.
I'm Al Oshlack. I'm an advocate researcher with the Indigenous Justice Advocacy Network. We represent the Sandon Point Aboriginal Tent Embassy. At the moment we're in court. We were in court all yesterday trying to obtain an urgent injunction to restrain Stocklands and their employees from damaging this site. Now, this site has been identified by quite a number of studies and assessments and identified by elders who have say it's a traditional old woman's site, and it's related to a very, very sacred and significant turpentine forest which has scar trees and other important cultural heritage places. And on Wednesday, Stockland's moved in with their bulldozers and have moved in and started bulldozing the site. It's not their land, for the purposes of trying to rip all the topsoil out and use it for fill for an area of their development which is so contaminated that they can't build houses on it. Now, we've been up here this morning. One of the embassy staff has locked onto a gate, and we've been making a lot of phone calls and we've been talking to the police, and we've made it quite clear that, and we've told the workers, we've made it quite clear that we want them to get off the site, that they would get bad luck in the spiritual world. And we said, and our negotiated position with the police is that we won't cross the fence that they've constructed to go onto the site on the condition that no work continues until the court hears the injunction hearing on Tuesday. And so we'll do as much as it takes to prevent it happening. And we're not only doing it for Koori people and for traditional owners, but for all Australians, white or black, because the real thing is these places are very, very, very sacred, and you get very lot of bad luck for a lot of people if the wrong thing goes down. And we're doing everything to save it. You know, you wouldn't go crashing St Mary's Cathedral, you wouldn't go smashing the Opera House, you wouldn't go smashing Uluru. It's the same here. You shouldn't be taking this place out. Now, you know, Stocklands have taken so much damage. They've done so much damage in this area. They've damaged the tool site, one of the most significant tool-making sites in the whole of the east coast of Australia. They've caused damage all over the AIR site. They've all sorts of cultural heritage places, and now they've moved into a site which even the government, the council, anthropologists, archaeologists have all said that this place has to be properly investigated by a fully qualified anthropologist.
Right, yesterday we attended the Land Environment Court. Justice Briscoe was the judge. He's probably one of the fairest judges at the Land Environment Court. Our argument was that this doesn't fit within the concept plan, the 3A planning that was the state approval to the site, and that half of this road belongs to ARV, and within the next 3 weeks is that all agreements to this road are no longer on. That's why there's such a rush right now to get this road done within the next 3 weeks, because it lapses. So if they can't get that, there's no way they're going to get approval for this road unless a concept plan comes forward from ARV or the new purchaser of the site. And that's what's needed, is actually, and then these fellas need to stop lying about this bridge, because they're telling all the residents locally that they put up a temporary track for them for Wilkies, but they're not telling the residents that when they complete the road, the bridge is coming down. You know, so it's actually causing all residents on the western side of this bridge to go an extra kilometre or two to access the beach. And really it's an elite site then for the people that move in on this site. This site is supposed to be a community development. How is it a community development when the price of land in these areas are over $500,000 to $800,000, as we've seen over on the stages 1 to 7 of this development? You know, what we come up against here is constant lies, not only from the people on board here, but Stockland itself, is the constant lies about this whole development. So they're supposed to only develop 5 acres at a time. What do these mongrels do? They go and develop the whole site instead of doing it in stages. They're supposed to retain the tall trees in the ecological communities. They didn't keep any trees. They killed every community that's in there. And on top of that, the diesels and shit coming off of these trucks here, it's coming down every time it rains. It's coming down Tramway and Woodlands Creek straight onto the beach down here at Macaulay's Beach. So the lies are just so blatant and brazen. It's still going on. It's still going on.
We live across the road. The bridge has been accessed by cars, by the trucks that we've had to ring up to say don't put the trucks over there, we don't agree with that, so then they stopped doing that for a while. The pollution that's come from here has dropped on the washing. I've rung Stockland, I've contacted Stocklands repeatedly. Our house is full of the crap that's come blowing in clouds over the road to our house. We see the asbestos suits on that side of the fence. Nothing is told to the residents. There's a baby in the house over there. The asbestos suits are here, the baby's in the house. Let me see, how far is that? 1 railway line across. And then they give us a letter 3 days ago saying we're going to move the pathway across the road. That's it, it's done. 2 days later, the path is done. Public land, ARV land, and public land given to the public. We put the fences up in this street. That land has now been taken over by Stocklands, fenced off, security guards.